dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning to you. I'm Mitchell Grog.
And I'm Callie Rainey, and today is Wednesday, December 30th.
Let's check in with meteorologist Chris Johnson for a look at your forecast this morning. You know, we had that story about the gentleman who's getting around on the bicycle in the snow. Thankfully, we haven't had that issue. If I recall, though, the kid who was on the unicycle rode it in shorts in the snow.
Right, and you still have to show us your unicycle riding abilities.
Well, you're going to have to take a rain check on that one.
Well, we can work something out. We got a big empty parking lot,
Yeah.
you know, in the mornings here. Bring your bike in and we can work it out, Mitchell. We'll record it and put it on the web for everybody to see.
Yeah, and if you want to see it, join in on Facebook Live and say you want to see it.
Let's get into the forecast, guys.
No snow in the forecast.
No snow in the forecast, but colder temperatures definitely on tap as we welcome in 2016. So let's go ahead and get to the forecast. Take over to our weather headlines. Yes, more rain chances to talk about. I know what you're saying. Rain, go away. And it eventually will once we get past today, because we're going to dry things out once this weaker system slides off towards the east, eventually northeast, clearing the state. And that's going to allow high pressure to build in. And it looks like a nice drying trend will set up for the next several days. Now, despite the cloud cover we're dealing with across central and eastern parts of the Commonwealth, no rain to talk about across eastern Kentucky yet, but some light scattered showers beginning to pop up across south central parts of the state, and that's all going to push northeastward, eventually residing here into eastern Kentucky. Nice dry sweep across all of the mountains via live pinpoint Doppler radar. Right now over in Jackson, checking in at a cool 41 degrees. London, 42 degrees, dealing with a little bit more cloud cover for you guys there. And of course, more clouds expected to stream in from the southwest later on this morning into the afternoon hours. Temperatures upper 30s and lower 40s for many. Some of that cooler air beginning to sink south and eastward here into the state, but still warm across the Kentucky, Virginia, and Kentucky, Tennessee border. Temperature readings in the mid 40s there in Harlan, Middlesboro, lower 50s in Wise. That's the warm spot right now across the viewing area. Temperatures warming up into the mid 50s later on this afternoon. Well, those rain chances ramping up later on today as well. Not looking at anything heavy. Like I said, the heavier rainfall remains to the south and east, but we'll dry things out through tonight. Plenty of sunshine on tap for us as we welcome in 2016, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about that cooler weather it's going to take over and last for the next several days. All those details and more coming up here in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Chris. Well, it was a day full of mourning. Yesterday, two families remembered loved ones killed in a Christmas Eve crash. It happened just outside Prestonsburg.
What should have started as a weekend of joy and fellowship quickly turned to heartache and sadness. 3 people from one car died, 1 died from another. Family members told WYMT's Alex Casper Peak their smiles will live on.
God had different plans. They didn't make it.
Sandy Bauer, along with 2 of her grandchildren, her daughter, and another family member, were on their way to her house when they crashed into another car.
They were going to open gifts and decorate cookies and had a good little Christmas Eve planned for themselves.
54-year-old Sandy, 19-year-old Andrea, and 4-year-old Nevaeh never made it to Grandma's, leaving their family with nothing but memories this Christmas. Family members say Sandy will be remembered for her kindness.
I've known her since 1976 as a neighbor and as a sister-in-law. Never once can I remember her ever speaking a harsh word.
Andrea just finished her first semester of college. Family tells us she was ready to take on the world.
She was fixing to fly. That's what it was. She wanted to be an interpreter, travel the world and do all this and that.
While her life may have been short, Bauer says he will never forget 4-year-old Nevaeh.
Always happy, always laughing, carrying on, playing.
Sandy and Andrea's funerals were held Tuesday afternoon. Nevaeh's mom, Pamela, who was also in the wreck, is still in the hospital. Family members will plan Nevaeh's funeral when her mom is able to attend. In McGoffin County, Alex Casper Peak, WYMT Mountain News.
The family of Roland Patrick also laid him to rest. They asked us to respect their privacy during this difficult time. Police in Louisa arrested a former restaurant employee in a theft case. They say this man, Eric Tyler Ward, used a rock to break a window at Milano's and then took a cash register. They say once the 20-year-old once worked at that restaurant. Ward faces burglary, theft by unlawful taking, and criminal mischief charges.
There were some new developments yesterday in the case against a Powell County pastor charged with sexually abusing 2 children. Investigators testified during a preliminary hearing for Steve Williams. They say one of the children told them Williams touched her inappropriately while on a church trip. She said Williams claimed he was just looking for a cell phone. Police say another child said Williams touched her while she was doing some work at his church. The judge sent the case on to the grand jury. The judge denied a request to lower Williams' bond from $300,000. Not enough. We learned the fate of the Letcher County Recycling Center. The fiscal court voted to increase bills of customers for garbage service by $3. Judge Executive Jim Ward says that is just enough to break even. There was talk of adding $3 more, which would have saved the recycling center, but that did not happen, and Ward says it forces them to shut it down.
And it's definitely not by choice, and we're just trying to keep our county, keep our garbage, because if we can't pick up the garbage, then what happens?
I say do away with the recycling program. The county cannot afford this no further, and the people of this county cannot suffer no more.
Ward says he expects the recycling center to close in the beginning of 2016.
He served during World War II, then returned home and spent the rest of his life serving his community.
But now, 4 years after a Corbin veteran's death, he will be receiving some national recognition. Garrett Weimer talked to the veteran's wife about the honor.
Nearly 3/4 of a century later, these pictures still tell a powerful story. Years after he stormed the beaches on D-Day, after decades as a pastor, even now, after his death. If those photos tell a story, imagine what this helmet, his helmet, could share.
When I look at the helmet, I think how a young man that almost gave his life for America, a country that he loved as well as the rest of the people in America.
Joseph Curtin Barano, J.K., invaded Normandy on D-Day and fought at St. Lo. He was shot in the arms, but didn't realize till later that his helmet stopped a bullet from his head.
It is miraculous how the Lord took care of him, because the helmet, the wear, the holes, the bullets had gone in, went in one way and it came out the other.
Barano's wife and kids will go to New Orleans as the National World War II Museum puts his helmet on display. It's an honor Edna says her husband would appreciate. You seem really proud of him.
I am proud of him. I am.
Now she gets to share that, even as time marches on. In Corbin, Garrett Weimer, WYMT Mountain News.
The helmet is on loan to the museum for 1 year, and after that, the family can decide whether they will donate it permanently.
Well, giving back to the Big Blue Nation, a former Wildcat stopped in eastern Kentucky to mentor some young ball players yesterday.
Former UK basketball player and Kentucky native Jared Polson ran a camp for some 4th graders in Corbin. He spoke to the players and their parents before running through some drills with the kids. He says it's sometimes more inspiring to him than it is to them.
I grew up in Kentucky, so that was always my dream to be a Kentucky basketball player. So now I can go to kids that were me just 15 years ago and tell them, you know, that their dream is still alive and that they can do things that they never thought they'd do, and so that's cool for me.
Polson has family in southeastern Kentucky and says he always enjoys visiting the mountains.
A recall for a product you may have in your kitchen, and if you've already mastered that coveted hoverboard Christmas gift, here's what you can look forward to next. I'm Karina Mitchell, and I'll have those stories in your CBS Money Watch report.
Still to come in sports, semifinal highlights from the First Trust Bank Holiday Classic at Hazard, where number 1 Harlan and number 6 Shelby Valley were both in action.
More rain to talk about today, but then a big change in the weather pattern takes over as we head into the new year. Details in your full forecast is next.
So, of course, we're sidetracked and talking about our pets. So, how's the weather going to be today for our pets to play?
Well, not too bad early on, but they might have to dodge some rain showers later on this morning into the afternoon.
Forecast is going to the dogs, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we're not raining cats and dogs. Not talking that heavy of a rainfall. So that's good news and some refreshing news because it's been pretty soggy here across eastern Kentucky the last few days. But once we get past this rainfall, temperatures really begin to cool off across the mountains. And I'm telling you, some cold temperatures, a little bit more seasonable as we head into the new year. Let's get you over to Live Pinpoint Doppler as we scan the skies for you across the mountains. A nice dry start for us here across eastern Kentucky, seeing one lone shower just north and west of Danville there. And we're going to see more showers begin to fill in from the southwest, and those are all going to push off towards the north and east. But temperatures right now, we're pretty chilly in some spots. Upper 30s and lower 40s, a little bit warmer across southeastern parts of the state. Mid 50s in some of those areas, 55 in Harlan, 54 there in Middlesboro. We're seeing 52 over in Wise, Virginia. Travel forecast shapes up like this for you. Mostly cloudy skies expected and a chilly start. Temperatures around 41 degrees, give or take a few degrees on that. Later on this afternoon, though, we're talking some of those scattered showers and temperatures topping out around 55. So cool out there and also unseasonably warm for this time of year. Average high should be around 44 degrees. The latest satellite and radar imagery looping over the past 6 hours, and a nice national view showing you some snowfall and a low pressure system working across the central plains. That's going to push off towards the north and east, but that's not the system we're keeping an eye on. It's the system down towards the south across the Gulf states. Watching a low pressure system continue to track across the Gulf states. That's going to push north and eastward along the Appalachian Mountains. And yes, that's going to keep the cloud cover across eastern Kentucky around, along with the chance for some of those showers as we head into the latter part of our morning and into the first part of your afternoon. We zoom in a little bit closer, you see some of that cloud cover that begin to move across the eastern Kentucky through the overnight hours and into early this morning, and that will continue to push in. You're going to keep an eye on some of these showers right here beginning to develop, and that's going to all push off towards the north and east. Should arrive on our doorstep later on this morning and into the first part of your afternoon. So here's a look at Future View. We start you off at 9 o'clock this morning, take you to the first part of your afternoon. Notice how we'll see some of these scattered showers begin to move in from the southwest, but the heavier rainfall going to be more towards the south and east along with those heavier rainfall totals. So the thing is here, the further south and east you reside here in the state, the better chances you'll see for some more moderate rainfall. Otherwise, we'll see that system quickly push off towards the north and east, and we're going to be stuck with some cloud covers wet into tonight, overnight hours, and of course into early Thursday morning. High pressure expected to build in through tomorrow afternoon, and that's going to allow some sunshine back into our forecast and really a nice New Year's Eve, I should say, shaping up for us, and that's going to lead to a nice New Year's Day as we'll head into your Friday. But temperatures going to be pretty cold out there as we'll be on a colder note for 2016. I'm going to show you that here in just a second. Forecast rainfall totals up to about 1/10 of an inch across eastern Kentucky, and like I was saying, some of those heavier totals back across our south and east expected where they could pick up 3/10 of an inch. Now, New Year's forecast, like I was saying, pretty cold. 46 for a high New Year's Eve, 42 for a high on New Year's Day, but the good news is partly to mostly sunny skies expected for both days, and yes, we're going to stay dry as we head into that holiday. 12-hour pointer shows temperatures topping out around 55 degrees, of course cooling off as we head into the first part of your evening, and those rain chances should taper off as well as we head through tonight, and that's going to lead to a drier Thursday and really a nice stretch here where we're going to see plenty of sunshine and drier weather shape up for us here across eastern Kentucky, but temperatures hanging tough in the low to mid 40s all the way through early next week. And then a little warming trend kicks back up as we'll see highs rebound into the lower 50s by next Tuesday. Let's get a check of the refrigerator art this morning, see what we have behind the magnets. Love showcasing all the wonderful artwork from the kids here across eastern Kentucky. A nice photo sent in from John over at Osborne Elementary. A couple penguins decorating the Christmas tree there, wishing everybody a happy holiday. So, of course, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day going to be wrapping up all the holiday stuff for us. And then it's a new year. So
yes.
Excited.
Not a bad forecast for New Year's.
Not at all. Not at all. Just cool out there. I think the winter coat will definitely come in handy.
All right, let's get to today's Facebook fan of the day.
Our hand-picked fan this morning is Wendy Lumpkins from Red Fox. Congrats, Wendy.
You can register to become our Facebook fan of the day by visiting the WYMT Facebook page and then clicking on the fan of the day link at the top of the page. You can also find more info there on some of the perks of signing up.
This is WYMT Mountain Sports, your home for the Kentucky Wildcats and local high school sports.
Good morning to the Kentucky Wildcats. Beat rival Louisville Saturday for the 8th time in the last 9 meetings, and a big reason was the play of the vets, the veterans showing up. 78% of Kentucky's scoring came from non-freshmen. Tyler Eulis led the way with 21 points. Alex Pointress, he chipped in 14. And of course, Dominique Hawkins, the game of his life, career high 13 points. And Pointress says in that kind of game with a lot of emotion and high stakes, it's the veterans who need to step up.
Big games, sometimes the freshmen don't know like how big of a game is, how hard you got to compete. You know, they might get a little rattled. So, you know, the veterans like us, me, Dom, Tyler, Marcus, Derek, you know, we've been there before. We played in big games like that. We played NCAA tournament games, national title games. Louisville rivalry games against. You know, we just know what to expect. You know, so we don't get fazed by that as much as the freshmen do.
Okay, semifinals of the Lady Bulldog Holiday Classic last night in Hazard. The Lady Bulldogs taking on the #1 team of the Mountains, Harlan. And Santa Claus was in the building. Yes, spending his time after Christmas enjoying some holiday hoops. Okay, just kidding. That's Frank, the bus driver for Harlan. And he gets to see some good basketball usually. But all of a sudden, Hazard comes out real quick. That's Alyssa Muha with the bucket. And then Colby Johnson dials it up from long range. She had 15. That's a team high. She's the only girl in double figures for Hazard. Second quarter, here comes Harlan. Jordan Brock. 2 over 9 points for 0-0. And then in the third quarter, Brooklyn Massengill. Team high 18 with Emma Bianchi. Once again, no problem for Harlan. The Green Dragons advance to the finals 64-54 over host Hazard.
I thought Hazard did a good job attacking the rim. I think we played decent defense in the second half. In the first half, I don't think we played good defense at all. I think they got to the paint, they got to the free throw line too often, which concerns me. Well, tomorrow, you got to come in a championship game with more intensity on the defensive end and then more communication on both ends of the floor. I don't think we had either tonight.
All right, Harlan gets the winner of #6 Shelby Valley and Menifee County. Summer Rose, sophomore point guard, ready to go. First quarter, Cassidy Wright. Everything's all right because that's all net. Valley down 2 early. Menifee sets back, though, in that 2-3 zone. When they pressed, it worked. When they played 2-3, it didn't. Lakin Mullins, she goes for 21 points, 13 boards. Third quarter, Rose to Kayla Newsom to Kylie Tackett. That's 3 sophomores swinging it around the horn for a three-pointer. Valley up a point, 25-24. Later, it's Mullins with a baseline J. Valley is into the championship game tonight with Harlan, 57-50 over Menifee County.
Well, their zone really had us spread out. And, our guards are small, and they made it hard for us to reverse the ball and get into some gaps. But we made a few adjustments, and, we tried to attack it inside and hopefully, got some things going. We tried to get the ball to Lakin as much as we could. It seemed like we had some success later on.
Let's final look at sports this morning. Enjoy your morning.
Protesters took their message to Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel's doorstep. The deadly police shootings this weekend of Betty Jones and Quintonio LeGrier added to the group's anger over recent police killings. As Audrina Bigos reports, protesters say they wanted to welcome the mayor home from his Cuba trip and make sure he knows what happened while he was gone.
Who gotta go? Rahm gotta go! Who gotta go? Rahm gotta go!
Steps away from the mayor's front door in what neighbors say is usually a quiet neighborhood.
Who gotta go? Rahm gotta go!
Chants heard loud and clear on North Hermitage in Ravenswood. At the top of their list of demands, Rahm's resignation.
Rahm Emanuel is a criminal, so he shouldn't be mayor.
The mayor came home early from his trip to Cuba in the wake of the deaths of Betty Jones and Quintonio LeGrier, who were shot and killed by a Chicago police officer over the weekend. Those deaths prompted this protest.
We wanted to welcome him home, let him know that a 55-year-old grandmother was killed by coming to her doorstep innocently.
And if we wasn't out here protesting, them 2 murders would have got swept under the rug and it would have been covered up by Rahm Emanuel as well.
It's the same group of protesters that organized the Black Friday protests on the Mag Mile and Christmas Eve demonstrations. Their message to Rahm:
you're still not going to make us stop protests just because you came back and you want to say, I'm sorry. Sorry's not going to cut it.
It appears people not a part of the protest were showing support by dropping off coffee and pizzas as protesters waited for Rahm to get home. When they think he arrived, the chants continued.
Rahm Emanuel's got to go! Hey, hey, hey.
The next step for the hoverboard, and check your cupboards, you might have a recalled pan. CBS's Karina Mitchell has more in our Money Watch report.
Oil prices rebounded and stocks got back on track Tuesday. The Dow jumped almost 193 points while the Nasdaq climbed nearly 67. Macy's is recalling 2 frying pans after customers reported metal discs popping off, causing bruises and burns in 3 cases. The 8- and 10-inch pans were included in a 10-piece Martha Stewart set that was sold in Macy's and in shops at some military bases. The biotech company, formerly headed by disgraced CEO Martin Shkreli, is appealing a decision to delist the company from the Nasdaq. San Francisco-based Kala Bios was notified of the move last week after Shkreli's arrest on security fraud charges. Shkreli gained notoriety for hiking the price of a life-saving drug from another of his companies by 5,000%. And even though Christmas just passed, there's already talk about possible hot gifts for next year. How about a hoverboard that can fly? The $19,000 Arca board is designed to glide a foot off the surface at 12 miles an hour for up to 6 minutes and begin shipping in April. That's your Money Watch. For more, log on to CBSMoneyWatch.com. In New York, I'm Karina Mitchell.
And don't forget Friday night's Mega Millions jackpot, $30 million.
And tonight's Powerball jackpot is $300 million. Woo! The time is now 6:27. You're watching Mountain News This Morning right here on WYMT.